Corbin was the belt. Like he was the most reliable player to the point that when they ran the Wildcat, they
Yeah.
wanted him to finish out games. And it wasn't the Wildcat to like surprise a Miami Dolphins era. Like it was like, hey, we need the ball in Deshaun Corbin's hands, and he's going to finish this out for us. So Benson stepping into that role immediately, we'll see. Because it took Corbin a full year to even like get his confidence back, to figure out the scheme. He did do well in his first year under Mike Norvell, but like it's gonna take a little bit of adjustment. But as we've mentioned, like the raising of the floor of the offensive line, Jordan Travis taking another step, hopefully the passing game taking another step, allows a little bit more for Benson to work with. I'm excited about the 1A 1B combination. I think that like I want to see some pistol. I want to see some pony. I want to see some like crazy running back like let them go in, let them do the thing, and then let Jordan Travis throw an 80-yard bomb because they aren't expecting it.
Oh, exactly. And that's just how this offense is going to thrive this year. They're going to beat teams down into submission and then catch them with that big explosive play when they're not expecting it. And for Trey Benson, to me, the skill set I feel like he offers that maybe we haven't seen in this Mike Norvell era at Florida State is that speed on the edge, man. When he hits the edge and he has space, like you're just not going to be able to catch him or take him down. You're going to have to let him run you over. And I just love those kind of players. So I think, Trey Benson, obviously, he really impressed in that spring game. He was a little more lackluster in those practices. And that's why I think this is truly a 1A, 1B situation, even more so than last year, where I really do feel it was Deshaun Corbin, then Trayshawn Ward. For me, Perry, I think it's going to be a situation where early on, Trayshawn Ward gets the benefit of the doubt. He's going to get more carries early in the season because he has that comfort level. He knows the scheme. He's going to know exactly what the coaches want from him versus Trey Benson. There's still that little bit of acclimation, even as explosive as he did look at that spring game. So I think it's going to be, a transition period, but I think by, early November, we're going to be talking about Trey Benson as, I don't want to say quite Deshaun Corbin. I think you're right. He's not going to quite fill that role completely, but I think when we're talking about one running back versus the other, Trey Benson will be that guy who's just a notch above Trayshawn Ward. And you know what, Perry, even if he isn't this year, he's going to be here for a few more years. This isn't another one and done transfer guy. This is another transfer they brought in this year who's going to be here for many years, right? So I think for Benson, just getting your feet under yourself this year, proving, how healthy you are also. I mean, that's one thing we haven't even touched on already because in the spring game, I mean, he showed everyone exactly how healthy
Yep.
he was.
No
Um,
brace.
and I do wonder if part of what we saw from spring practice was him coming back from that injury, him still adjusting to that scheme. So to me, fall camp is going to be really interesting because they did give Trayshawn not just the benefit of the doubt in spring practice, but he was when they would go through first, second teams, it was pretty much always Trayshawn if he was available for those teams.